Welcome Aquarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 20th of November for the Sun or the Ascendant. This week begins with the Sun and then Mars linking with Pluto in your 12th house. But because the Sun and Mars are in your 10th house, the most visible part of your chart, linking with Pluto in the most hidden part of your situation, it suggests that when it comes to your professional hopes, the 10th house, your worldly interactions, your passion and desire to achieve or improve your situation could be best channeled in quite subtle ways. Now, sometimes in life when we want to achieve a goal or an idea, we sort of elevate ourselves, and 10th house energy is really good for that. And Mars has been giving you a lot of confidence, a lot of extra confidence to do just that. But with Pluto in the mix, a little bit of canniness and shrewdness and tactics may be needed. So if there is an important role or person you want to speak to, a full frontal approach may not be the best approach. So it could be through some kind of connection you have, that someone else can act as an intermediary, or you can do some discreet research to find out more about the person you need to speak to, and then in some way build a connection to them. But I wouldn't necessarily think that the usual way of using a klaxon to gain attention is necessarily going to benefit from the link to Pluto. But it still can see some kind of transformation. So another way that aspect can play out is that if you have been working very hard for a long time, but particularly behind the scenes, perhaps in a big institution, you haven't necessarily received the plaudits or recognition you deserve, I feel that you can do at the start of this week. But then the Sun Wednesday, Mars Friday travel into the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius energy has some commonalities with Aquarius energy. Both signs like to be free, independent, can be quite articulate about points of principle, but also that individuality that both have an appreciation for is really going to be amplified, particularly with both joining with Mercury in Sagittarius. It's just that the planets, the two of them in the sign of Pisces, your second house, both clash. Saturn with the Sun and Mars, and Neptune with Mercury this week. You can be a very idealistic person, but I feel if you're too idealistic, particularly in the second half of this week, someone could profoundly disappoint you. But sometimes, say in business or a transactional situation, we're not necessarily expecting people to be particularly noble, so we're prepared for that. So the people that often hurt us the most are the people we have invested some trust or some kind of expectation in, and that often, the 11th house, can be friends. So someone later this week could demonstrate who they really are. Perhaps they're going to be a little bit mean on a night out. You know, that person in any group situation who always seems to find a way to be entering the next hostelry that you're going into at the back, and just will do anything to avoid buying a round of drinks for everyone. Now that's perhaps a little bit of a corny example, but you get my drift. So someone that you're connected to may disappoint you this week, but equally I think if you're planning future forwards, which is what the 11th house is about, you must make sure that the financial side of your plan is really solid and you yourself are not aiming too high, raising your own expectations in a way which will cause disappointment further down the track. So with year 2024 absolutely racing towards us, just remember, if you'd like to get your personal horoscope forecast for next year based on your unique birth data, you can take advantage of my special package and get 30% off and get your character analysis, your life roadmap report. But also you can get your year 2024 zodiac forecast for all the signs, your Chinese forecast for all the signs, your Indian forecast, your Vedic forecast for all the signs, absolutely free of charge if you buy that package. Please see beneath this video for more. It's been a real pleasure being with you, and thank you so much for joining me. I'd be honoured if you would like, comment, share or subscribe.